what happens when a rising star with millions of followers, a successful career, and a carefully crafted public image collides with one of the biggest murder investigations to hit social media.
Los Angeles police have identified badly decomposed human remains found inside of an impounded Tesla last week. Investigators say the car is registered to singer and songwriter David, who rose to fame with hits on TikTok. He was on tour when that body was found.
The bigger question here, when fame enters into the justice system, does it change how we see guilt, innocence, and all of the people and parties involved? My name is Dr. Talia Moore, criminologist, forensic expert, and former law enforcement professional. And today we are unpacking one of the most controversial criminal cases to date. All right, scholars, get your notebooks ready, dial in. We're going to take some notes today. And by the end of today's lesson, you will be much more equipped to forensically evaluate cases and make some real determinations as we review evidence. But before we talk about celebrity, before we talk about stardom, before we talk about all of the other things associated with the case, we really want to say her name. Celeste Rivas Hernandez, the unfortunate victim in this case, a 14-year-old who perished as a result of some rather gruesome activities here. Now, we don't know everything that happened thus far, but what we do know is that this is the victim. And in recognizing victimology and in paying recognition to our victim here, we want to identify her name. We want to recognize that she was a child. Even if she looked adult, she was a child. We want to talk about the fact that she is someone's relative and that she is missed. And so while all of the other dynamics of this case will surely unfold, the reality is we have a child who went missing and is the victim in this murder investigation. The investigation started with the discovery of a car, the discovery of a body inside, and its connection to David. The investigators responded to this case and ultimately and unfortunately found the human remains of Celeste located in the vehicle. And so from a forensic framework, like, what are we looking for here? Well, the first question is, what happened? How did she die? And who was involved in this? Because this was not an accidental death. She was actually dismembered and thrown into a vehicle.
Police were called to a tow company here in Los Angeles because of a foul odor that was coming from a Tesla. The car was impounded after a person had reported that it was an abandoned car. They say that, according to law enforcement sources, that her body was not intact.
So from a forensic perspective, this case is going to be highly analyzed. So let's look at some of the items that will be investigated in this case. DNA, the silent witness to the crime, will inevitably be a part of this. The investigation will also include timestamps, looking at digital whereabouts, currency, phone locations, cell tower taps, right? All of this information, digital communication, timelines, even probably investigations into the song lyrics of David himself. We want to know, where did she go? How did she get there? How long was she missing? How do we investigate truth when millions have already made up their mind in the court of public opinion? This is a new era of criminal justice, right? Before the evidence is presented, all of the discussions take place in all of our social media feeds, and the algorithms are either saying guilty or not. And this is before the case has even stepped one foot into the trial phase. So here again, in this virtual space, rumors become facts, videos and small clippings become evidence that people rely on, even if they are swayed and even if they're not completely factual. How do we protect vulnerable people, children? And how do we investigate powerful people? Lastly, and how do we do all of this while adhering and respecting the confines of our due process and our overall judicial system? Now, we are not here to convict anybody. This is not the internet courtroom of law. And so I want to be very clear in making that distinction, because we know social media is not an official courtroom. Remember, don't just follow the headlines. Dig a little bit deeper into the systems and the circumstances that really are supporting the cases that exist here. Well, stay tuned, because this case is moving through the court process with more updates coming in June as David continues with his court process.
Want more with Dr. Moore, the criminologist of the Bay? Follow us on Facebook at Want More, Instagram at Want More Dr. Moore, and be sure to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, educate, empower, and enact the changes you want to see. Want more?